Now, over the years, Tanzania has made significant progress in strengthening its criminal justice system, focusing on improving investigations, prosecutions, and access to justice. However, challenges such as limited resources and overcrowded prisons persist. Looking ahead, the Tanzanian government is committed to implementing reforms to enhance the efficiency and fairness of the system. Efforts are being made to invest in technology, training, and infrastructure to ensure a more effective criminal justice system for the future. And now this morning, I'm being joined by Advocate Emmanuel Ukashu, Advocate of the High Court of Tanzania and partner of the Vina Attorneys law firm. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for talking to us.
I'm so happy to talk to you this very morning.
All right, it's nice to have you also join us. Now, looking at the issue of investigations, court processes, prosecution, and the access to justice by the common man, how would you describe the progress that has been made in Tanzania's criminal justice system over the past decade?
Okay, in the past decade, the issue of prosecution, first of all, it was not well controlled, but we managed to create a new law in the prosecution, that is the National Prosecution Service Act, in order to regulate the Office of Prosecution, and not only that, to give the powers of the Director of Prosecution to do his work independently and protected by the Constitution. But going to the investigation, whereby we have the Director of Criminal Investigation, who basically was the police, and basically is still the police in Tanzania, there's a lot of things to control. We have not made an attempt to protect the Office of the Director of Criminal Prosecution, the Director of Criminal Investigation, since the DCI in our country investigates with no control and accountability. He investigates at his discretionary and he acts at his own discretionary. But going down to the people who are indigenous, who cannot access the legal representations, in our country, Tanzania, we have got two ways of access to justice. One, in all the grave cases like murder, you must have a legal representation, whereby we lawyers, we do pro bonos as one of the effective way of articulate in our legal practice in Tanzania. So you get the right of representation. The second way is whereby you don't have a way to be represented. You ask for other CSO or community social organization or NGOs who are providing legal aid in order to provide for you a particular legal aid. But now, when it comes to the sixth regime of our Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan in 4 Rs, that is resilience, resilience, reform, and rebuilding, she managed on this year of 31st January to create a commission that was held by the retired Chief Justice Othman Chande in order to make a very serious scrutinizing of the criminal process, and it came up with a lot of issues. One of the things that has been noted is that in Tanzania, our technology is not yet effective to cap or to counter the criminal perspective who are doing in the technology aspect. But also the police machineries who are investigating are not well equipped with the technology or well nourished with the knowledge of investigation to the higher crime dealing in our countries, like transnational crimes, like technological crimes, which are many in cyber. So that's one of the things that are now proposed by the commission.
All right, you highlighted a couple of challenges and what the justice system in Tanzania has been doing to go over and above to ensure that justice is being served. But then let's look at the issues of the government and probably civil society organizations. What role do you think they can play to improve on the gains of ensuring that the judicial system in Tanzania is improved upon, and those who don't have access, of course, to justice being served are able to do so, whether or not they have the finance to facilitate the process?
Okay. One of the things is that we need to create a special funding of how to help the people who are now needing the representation to access to justice. That means we need to have a basket fund to create the particular contribution for any lawyer or any person who represents a person pro bono to be paid by the particular basket fund in order to ensure that the particular person gets access to justice. But another thing is that we lawyers, we play a key role as fundamental stakeholders. to play the advocacy and to manage people to make awareness, to understand the legal representation, to understand the legal criminal justice, how do they operate, the criminal rights, how do you get to know before you've been arrested, what you have to be known, how do you get to know searching, how do you get to be known to Caesar, how do you be arraigned to court, how can you be plea for your offenses, how do you get to know how to seek your bail condition. But further, we need also to put amendments in our Criminal Procedure Act in order to restrain some of the unnotable offenses in criminal that are managing people to be cartel bearers. So these are the struggles that we can get to make a very improvement apart from the government and other stakeholders. We lawyers, practitioners, we have got a very key fundamental role to play.
Okay, Advocate Emmanuel Ukashu, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.